Inungkat ang ilang high-profile na pagpatay noong kampanya kontra droga sa pagpapatuloy ng confirmation of charges hearing ni Dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte para sa kasong Crimes Against Humanity sa ICC. At kasama po sa mga ebidensyang idinetalye ng prosekusyon ang memo para sa Oplan Double Barrel ng PNP, gayon din ang naging papel umano ng mga co-perpetrator ng dating Pangulo sa drug war. Saksi, si Marizu Mali.
Hindi pa rin dumalo si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa ikalawang araw ng kanyang confirmation of charges sa The Hague, Netherlands. Pero itinuloy ng prosekusyon ang submission on merits o pagpresenta ng mga basehan kung bakit dapat matuloy sa paglilitis ang mga asunto laban kay Duterte na crimes against humanity. Inilatag ni trial lawyer Edward Jeremy ang sa count 2 at 3 na sakop ang halos 60 pagpatay at tangkang pagpatay mula 2016 hanggang 2018 sa administrasyon ni Duterte. Tinukoy ng prosekusyon ang memo ni nooy PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa na Oplan Double Barrel para i-neutralize ang mga kriminal na ayon sa isang witness ay nangangahulugang patayin. Tinawag na high-value targets ang 14 sa mga biktima dahil sa pagkakasangkot umano sa drug manufacturing o mga drug syndicates. Naroon daw sila sa isang listahan na tinawag na PRRD list at marami raw sa mga nasa listahan napatay.
This list was used by the police in their operations. And if you are in the list, you will be the subject for police operations. And most of the time, the people on the list are killed. So basically, the PRRD list is a dead list. And Mr. Duterte publicly paraded this PRRD list on multiple occasions.
Sabi ng prosekusyon, may patagong reward system o pabuya para sa mga pulis sa kada mapapatay nilang high-value target. Kasama raw dito ang pangako ni Duterte na poprotektahan niya ang mga pulis at militar na magsasagawa ng pagpatay.
For as long as there is that power to pardon sa konstitusyon, yan ang weapon ko against crime. Magmasakir kayo ng 100, di ba? 100 din kayo, edi pardon lahat eh. Restored to full political and civil rights plus a promotion to both.
Kasama sa mga pinaslang sina dating Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr. at Raul Yap na pinatay habang nasa kustudiya ng Leyte sa Provincial Jail sa Baybay City, Leyte.
Ay, yung mayor ng Albuera, mabuti, nakaabot siya doon kay Bato na pinahanap ko, shot on sight, parang aso. Eh, ang tingin ko talaga sa inyo, parang aso.
According to the PNP's official narrative of this incident, there was a shootout between Espinosa and Yap and officers who attempted to serve search warrants on them while in prison. By contrast, the evidence demonstrates, as set out in paragraphs 107 to 110 of our brief, that these men were murdered in their prison cells in a coordinated operation involving various state agents. CCTV was disabled, guns were planted in their cells, rewards were paid. And as we see on the slide now on our screens, tab 48 of our list of materials, both Mr. Espinosa and Mr. Yap were included in the PRRD list.
Marami rin daw sa mga pinaslang ay lower-level alleged criminals sa tinawag na barangay clearance operations. Sa ilalim ng count 3, tinukoy ang 43 murder at 3 attempted murder sa pagitan ng July 2016 at September 2018. Ang nakababahala, meron ditong mga menor de edad, gaya ni Kian de los Santos at 2 iba pa.
During 2018, on 2 separate occasions, the police detained a child aged around 14 or 15 years old. On each occasion, the police wrapped the child's head in packing tape so no one could hear them scream, and then strangled the child to death with wire. It's difficult to imagine a more terrifying end to 2 lives that had barely even begun. And these murdered children were then sold to funeral homes, who profited from their bodies, as explained in paragraphs 142 and 150 of our brief. Your Honours, dead children, police ensuring that funeral homes made money. Mr. Duterte indeed was not joking.
Ipinakita rin si Duterte nang magsalita siya sa Tondo, Maynila noong 2016 kung saan inutusan niya umano ang mga tao na pumatay.
Kung anak niya, ikaw ang pumatay. Kung anak niyang adik, kayo ang pumatay para hindi masyado masakit.
This is the President of the Philippines, the Commander-in-Chief, the most powerful man in the Philippines. He's pointing directly at the crowd and he is telling them to kill someone else's child. Kill them not because they are an alleged drug lord, not even an alleged criminal, but simply because they may have an addiction to drugs.
Sa ikalawang sesyon, inilatag ni trial lawyer Robin Croft kung bakit pasok ang mga ibinibintang kay Duterte sa crimes against humanity. Una, dahil may pag-atake sa mga sibilyan sa Pilipinas. Ikalawa, dahil malawakan at sistematiko ang mga pagpatay. At ikatlo, ay dahil alinsunod ito sa pulisiyang ipinatupad sa buong bansa.
This witness said that they personally killed hundreds of people. They described their job as the DDS as being, quote, just to kill small criminals, petty criminals. Out of the almost 300 people that I have killed, I never actually got to kill a drug lord. This expert analysed data relating to armed encounters between the PMP and supposedly armed suspects. He compared data from before Mr. Duterte's presidency to during. And based on this comparison, he found that in the first 25 months of Mr. Duterte's presidency, the number of suspects killed by police increased by 590% across the Philippines.
Inilatag din ni Croft ang individual criminal responsibility o pananagutan ni Duterte bilang co-perpetrator sa krimen. Una, dahil pumayag siya sa isang common plan sa pag-neutralize sa umano'y mga kriminal. Ikalawa, dahil sa pagkontrol nila ng mga co-perpetrators sa isang network of power sa buong bansa. Ikatlo, ang kanyang essential contribution sa mga krimen alinsunod sa tinukoy na formula. At ikaapat, na ginawa niya ito na may requisite intent.
As PMP chief, Mr. De La Rosa now controlled some 180,000 police officers, who, as you have heard, he directed to neutralize drug personalities. Mr. La Peña now controlled 1,800 Philippine drug enforcement personnel. They used these subordinates as physical perpetrators to commit the crimes. Mr. Aguirre, as Secretary of Justice, now had control of the National Prosecution Service. He used this control to ensure that, except for a handful of low-level perpetrators in notorious cases, the crimes were not prosecuted, and a climate of impunity prevailed. A low-level police perpetrator during the presidential period was asked about the impact Mr. Duterte's public speeches had on his team, including when deciding to kill someone. He responded, quote, "It did have an effect on me, because it's like I was saying to myself, well, even the president, he himself is ready to do something like this, and who am I?" Without Mr. Duterte's essential contribution, the crimes in this case would not have been committed, or they would have been committed in a significantly different way.
Para sa GMA Integrated News, ako si Mariz Umali ang inyong saksi.
Mga kapuso, maging una sa Saksi. Mag-subscribe sa GMA Integrated News sa YouTube para sa iba't ibang balita.